Oh my God, man. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start, man. Where do I start? I got God of War. Be streaming it tomorrow. It's fucking on my desk over here. Man, I don't know where to start. Boy, man, Vince McMahon will not quit. Vince McMahon will not quit with the Roman initiative. Did you guys realize there's a fucking Royal Rumble on Friday afternoon? I couldn't fucking tell. With 17 fucking advertisements through the entire show. Vince McMahon now has to resort to using obvious plants, aka frauds, aka fakes, aka paid audience members to sit in the audience and begin a very dismal, lame, incoherent, let's go Roman chant, or Roman Reigns, or whatever the fuck they were chanting. WWE cameras so conveniently laid their lenses on this one particular group that was clearly fake. This is what we're doing now. We have to look towards fake audience members to get Roman cheered heading into Friday's greatest Roman Rumble against Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Did we ever get an explanation as to why Roman is getting another title shot? I didn't hear one. At least not a legitimate one. So now we're handing out title shots to losers. That's what we're doing, right? Finn Balor never got his rematch. Kevin Owens never got his rematch. Bill Goldberg never got his rematch. The Usos had to fight for their rematch clause on SmackDown Live. Randy Orton had to fight for his rematch clause on SmackDown Live, both for their respective championships. But Roman Reigns gets away scot-free. The initiative today was Brock Lesnar requested this match. What? So Paul Heyman is on Monday Night Raw telling everybody that Roman is going to come back in pieces. This is exactly what he said on Monday Night Raw. Roman is going to come back in pieces from Saudi Arabia. He's going to come back in a fucking body bag from Saudi Arabia. What the fuck happened at WrestleMania? Why on earth would Brock Lesnar want to willingly give? Do you understand that? Do you understand how illogical this is? Someone like Brock Lesnar, after dominating Roman so badly on WrestleMania Sunday, is willingly giving him another title shot? Because he wants to? What else does Brock Lesnar have to prove to Roman Reigns? What does he have to prove? Exactly what I stated 2 weeks ago on Off the Script. The next act in this chapter would be murder. And that's what Paul Heyman is advocating at the greatest Roman Rumble on Friday afternoon. Why is Roman getting a title shot for the Universal Championship after he was so badly beaten at WrestleMania? I don't understand why Brock Lesnar would willingly give this man another title shot inside of a steel cage on Friday afternoon. What good does this do Brock Lesnar? That's not a reason to give Roman another title shot. That's just coded in, yeah, we're giving Roman another title shot because he failed at WrestleMania. The crowd didn't really receive it too well, so we're going to go over to Saudi Arabia and try and get a positive reaction over there. That's what's undercover here. On top of the fake fans that were in attendance I don't know how much more pathetic WWE can get with this Roman initiative. It is downright fucking awful. I literally muted Paul Heyman's promo mid-stride because I am done with Brock Lesnar. I'm done with Roman Reigns. Whatever they're trying to do is fucking nauseating. Absolutely god-awful. End it already. Give him the title so we can begin the healing process and find out when this guy's gonna lose the fucking title. Let's begin the road to Roman losing the title. Because watching him shove down our throats in this political fucking bullshit is completely sickening. To the point now where WWE has to pay fans to chant for this guy's name. Awful. But this is what WWE wants. This is the man they want to call champion. Look at that. This is the man they want to call champion. They have to pay fans to cheer for him. What did I talk about on Off the Script on Sunday? What did I talk about? Jericho thinks he can get Roman over. Let's see. Daniel Bryan failed. Vince McMahon himself failed. Triple H fucking failed. John Cena failed. Braun Strowman failed. Brock Lesnar failed. Dwayne fucking Johnson failed. WrestleMania failed. Now Jericho wants to throw his name into the hat. Listen, buddy, you ain't getting Roman over. Jericho is great in his own right, but if everybody that I just mentioned and certain events mentioned failed, give me a fucking break, people. This is the man that they want champion. Instead of doing the one thing that needs to be done, turn the fucking guy heel and portray him the complete opposite of what he's doing now. Give him a run as an fucking inconsiderate, ungrateful, unappreciative prick who wears the big watch and the fucking $5,000 suit and the gold chain. That's what we need to see. Until we see that, and until we see him build himself and mold himself as a heel, this guy is never going to be accepted. He is never going to be accepted. No, but WWE's doing the same thing that they did with John Cena with Roman Reigns. They think they got somebody there who's going to be idolized and looked at as the man. He ain't the man. He ain't the man. He will never be the man. The guy is nothing but a corporate joke that's shoved down our throats because WWE doesn't have a lick of fucking skill to push anybody else or the balls to push anybody else in his position. Why do you think they moved Samoa Joe off of Monday Night Raw? You didn't think I was going to report on that one, right? Wait till I talk about that one on Off the Script. They moved Samoa Joe off of Monday Night Raw for what else? Roman Reigns. But let me tell you something now. Joe ain't there, but Drew McIntyre is there. And if this fucking show and the people that run this show do not give McIntyre a world title in 2018, someone needs to be fired immediately. Immediately. And we'll discuss that in this very review. You look at Drew McIntyre and you look at Roman Reigns. Which one looks like a world champion? Not Roman. But Drew McIntyre is the essence of what a champion should be. Ridiculous. This show is fucking terrible. This show was god-awful tonight. Do you want to know why it was god-awful tonight? Here's JD in his rant mode. Here's JD in his complain mode. I don't give a fuck, people. I don't give a fuck. This is what I talked about before the shakeup. Why didn't the shakeup happen after Backlash? Why didn't the shakeup happen after the Greatest Royal Rumble? Why? then people want to sit here and tell me I don't know anything. What happened to this show tonight? They mentioned the greatest Royal Rumble 17 fucking times, and if you did a drinking game tonight, you'd be fucking passed out in the gutter somewhere. Like, I don't know, there's a fucking event on Friday night. Greatest Royal Rumble. 12 Eastern on the WWE Network, and they gotta show in-match advertisements while I'm watching fucking Monday Night Raw. The greatest Royal Rumble took precedent over everything, and it has nothing to do with storyline. Nothing. The winner of this Royal Rumble gets nothing but a fucking trophy. The winner of these matches, most of them, are overly predictable because in certain situations and in certain instances, some of these people are competing on different brands. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Wyatt and Hardy for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I wonder who's going to win that one. Cesaro and Sheamus are on SmackDown. Does anybody think that they're going to take the Raw Tag Team titles to fucking SmackDown Live? Now, this is what's important to you, though, right? Meanwhile, you got Backlash, which is a week later, and you're now building towards that. So instead of building towards Backlash tonight, all you want to talk about is the greatest Royal Rumble, and forget Backlash even existed for the week. So that leaves you 1 week to build towards Backlash. All of this could have been avoided. Everything about this could have been avoided. This show was rendered useless because they built towards nothing that Backlash is presenting. Nothing. And that's the pay-per-view that matters, isn't it? The WWE storyline? Everything here could have been a lot more unpredictable, and it could have been better presented on television if the shakeup happened after Backlash. Now, they want to mix everything up and fucking move people here and move people there and then combine them on the greatest Royal Rumble and then have The Miz, who's on SmackDown, versus Seth Rollins, who's on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship, Samoa Joe on SmackDown versus Roman Reigns, who's on Monday Night Raw. It is a fucking chaotic mess that doesn't make any sense. And the show came off as such. Yet I'm the one who doesn't know anything. Now, to the fucking people who watch this shit with rose-colored glasses on, I don't know what the fuck you're watching, but I'm watching it vastly different than everybody else is. This show went nowhere, man. The highlight of this show was Drew McIntyre's 1 minute and 30-second promo. Other than that, this show was a complete waste of time. If you missed this show, you missed nothing. You missed nothing. WWE's already proving me wrong with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were the best part of this fucking show. The biggest storyline on this show was Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel trying to find new bosses. They're trying to be lackeys for somebody else. Do you know how fucking pitiful that is to Bo Dallas and the son of Mr. Perfect? When was Mr. Perfect a lackey for anybody? When did Mr. Perfect have a difficult time to find work with anybody? If I picked an all-star team, Mr. Perfect would be the fucking number one choice most times. But you're gonna have his son trying to find work to be another lackey for another top guy? This is what you're building towards on Monday Night Raw instead of building towards Backlash. Awful. Absolutely terrible. And then WWE, what do they do with the women? Did they give you a competitive one-on-one match? Did they give you something that really made you open your eyes to the women's division and the women's evolution or revolution or the women's decomposition? What did they do? Did we get Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss, or did we get a competitive one-on-one match? No, we got a big 10-man tag, because whatever the men do, the women have to do. So the men are in the main event, and the women have to be in the main event. Meaningless. And you know what they did? They built everything around Ronda Rousey and Natalya. Everything the women did was rendered useless for a Ronda Rousey segment. So you give me a 20-minute main event or a 15-minute main event where nobody gives a shit about what's happening in the ring, and then anyone's only going to remember is what Ronda Rousey did towards the end of that match. This company is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. So Sasha Banks and Bayley, storyline that everybody's interested in when it comes to the females. Finally, we got a great storyline here that is going to captivate the audience for the women's division on Monday Night Raw. What do? They put them both on the same team. There's no bickering back and forth between them. It's like they don't even fucking care anymore. We were fighting last week. Okay, we're best friends this week. Slapping the shit out of each other last week. We're fucking best friends this week. Baby faces and heels on Monday Night Raw. Baby faces versus the heels. This show is fucking trash. I told you. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Do you expect anything different from SmackDown Live tomorrow? I don't give a fuck who's on that show. I don't give a shit who is there, who was called up, who was switching brands. I don't care. This shakeup will do nothing to get anybody excited because the deep-rooted issues are not being addressed. You could cover these shows with the greatest fucking talent in the world. WWE can sign Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and the entire fucking Bullet Club to these fucking shows. And it's not going to make a lick of difference. If you have zero creative, you will go nowhere and captivate no one. That's exactly what Monday Night Raw did. Look, this show was completely different than it was before the shakeup. What did we get tonight? We didn't get anything exciting. We didn't get anything different. Everybody that fucking comes to Monday Night Raw is subsidized and given their own fucking talk show. Everybody's got a fucking talk show nowadays. This creative is fucking worthless. Absolutely worthless. And anybody listening to me in WWE, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but this show is fucking boring. Absolutely boring. All I ask for is captivating storyline. All I ask is for some fucking creativity. All I ask is for something that doesn't repeat itself from the previous week. No, but I sit here and fucking complain every single week. It's either I complain every single week or you people are fucking absolutely bottom of the barrel bottom feeders who will accept anything and accept it as good without voicing your goddamn fucking opinion. Show is trash. Monday Night Raw is a fucking disgrace. Especially now after the shakeup where everybody's coming off such a fucking high and these rosters are shaking up and things are looking different. Then you get the same old shit. Then you get logic gaps. And Roman agenda forced down your throat with fake fucking fans? Come on, man. Absolutely embarrassing. Complete fucking embarrassment. Monday Night Raw opened up. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar meet before the greatest Royal Rumble. You couldn't keep these guys off of each other before WrestleMania. Now all of a sudden Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, they're on their best behavior all of a sudden. Why is that? Why is that? Roman Reigns is looking for revenge, right? And he's just standing there all gentleman-like. All he had to say was, I'm taking that Universal Championship back to the United States. You can believe that. That's what you have your WWE champion or Universal champion possibly go out and say. That's what you have your challenger go out there and say. And I just got done with Off the Script Part 3 telling everybody that there's nothing about Roman Reigns where you can genuinely invest yourself in his character to make you care about anything this guy does. How are you supposed to care? And how do people care when all the words out of his mouth is, I'm taking the Universal Championship back to North America or back to the States? You can believe that. Yeah, you really make a compelling argument, Roman Reigns. Why are you taking the title? What are you going to do to Brock Lesnar that you didn't do at WrestleMania? That's all you have to say for yourself? That's the way a champion is supposed to carry himself now, right? This is what Paul Heyman had to say as he stood next to Brock Lesnar, who probably made $500,000 just for bouncing around, showing off his arms, and the title on Monday Night Raw.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar does not gloat. Brock Lesnar conquers. Paul Heyman gloats over the fact that Brock Lesnar hit multiple F5s, left Roman Reigns in a heap like some piece of Samoan trash to be thrown out the next morning, and pinning him in the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
And why? Again, I ask, why is this man giving Roman Reigns another title shot after Paul Heyman so vividly described what he did to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Why is he giving this man another title shot?
And none of this means anything to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar does not dwell in the past, even when the past is only 2 weeks ago at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar looks forward to the future, especially when the future is this Friday in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the greatest Royal Rumble event, when Brock Lesnar, who so craves to be in a UFC fight, he will now get on a private jet and fly across the world to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the mere opportunity to be locked inside of a cage with Roman Reigns.
Still, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Lesnar wants nothing more than to be inside the MMA cage. If this is the best that WWE can do, then he will do it. That's the closest we got to any explanation as to why Brock Lesnar is giving Roman Reigns another title shot inside of a steel cage at the greatest Roman Rumble. Still not good enough, though. He doesn't have to do that. Paul Heyman just said that Brock Lesnar looks forward to the future. Roman is clearly in his past. He doesn't have to fight Roman. So why is he? He should be looking forward to a Lashley or a Strowman or someone else. Roman is done. Roman is a loser. Roman was pinned. But he's getting a title shot because WWE apparently is handing out title shots to losers.
I mean, come on. The odds are stacked against Roman Reigns, even more so at WrestleMania. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. You are stepping into the cage with the greatest cage fighter in the history of the Broctagon. And when Brock Lesnar gets done with Roman Reigns inside the cage this Friday night in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Brock Lesnar is going to shred Roman Reigns piece by piece, limb from limb, where Roman Reigns doesn't come back to the United States, the Universal Champion. Roman Reigns comes back to the United States in multiple boxes as a former WWE superstar and a victim at the hands of the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion.
Boy, their camera work is spot on, man. As soon as his music hit, they showed the audience cheering for him. They did this and that with him. You know, everything was so positive about Roman Reigns. Meanwhile, you hear a chorus of boos throughout the arena, and WWE focuses on the 2 or 3 fucking people in the front row that are cheering for him. Are you fucking kidding me? This is fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And it's sickening to see And I'm done with it. I can't wait till it's over.
You're right, bro. I don't know how I'm going to get back. But I do know one thing, St. Louis. I'm coming home with that title. And you can believe that.
That's it? That's it. That's all you have to say to Brock Lesnar after what he did to you at WrestleMania. That's all you have to say? Just end it already. Put us out of our misery. Look, and you could go to the YouTube channel. There's a huge sign in pink. I'm here to see Roman Reigns. Guarantee you that's a plant. Right in the front row. This is pathetic. Obvious plants cheering on Roman Reigns. You've seen it on Raw. I'm not the only one who's seen it. You guys seen it. This is nauseating. I'm done with it. I'm done. Just give him the title and let's build up somebody else to take the title off of him. I'm just done with this shit. Have Lesnar go to the UFC. This is fucking absolutely demoralizing to WWE programming. And just give Vince what he wants already so that it could fail again and he'll sit there and again not realize that he's doing wrong or that he has failed. So we now have to fail at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday afternoon. Because he couldn't stand to have his boy lose at WrestleMania being booed out of the building 79,000 strong. So he's got to go to Saudi Arabia and have him booed 57,000 strong. Fuck out of here, man. Completely ridiculous. Bobby Roode versus Elias on Monday Night Raw. Am I supposed to care about this? I would love to know why I should care about this. Bobby Roode is terrible. His current incarnation is fucking terrible. Elias versus Bobby Roode didn't do anything for me because it's just there. I knew this wasn't going to be much of anything because they're not building towards anything. They're not. When I watch a wrestling program or I want to watch a wrestling program, I want to see shit that's building towards something. This entire show is building towards nothing. Absolutely nothing. Elias wins here. Roode goes for the glorious DDT, but Elias backdrops him. Roode rolls him up, only gets a 2 count. Roode hits a blockbuster. Elias rolls out of the ring, avoids the pin. Roode goes to the floor, brings Elias back in. Elias catches him coming over the ropes and rolls him up for the pin. So Elias got a squeaky win here. Cheap win, or I guess if you look at it, a attentive pin. And he took advantage of Bobby Roode not paying attention. So Elias wins here. I wish Bobby Roode would go fucking heel. Because this guy got absolutely no reaction in St. Louis. I don't think anybody gave much of a shit in St. Louis. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Are you upset that the Cardinals blow this year? Maybe you should have taken your frustration out on WWE programming. Because this crowd was fucking dead. Elias wins here with a roll-up on Bobby Roode. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus The Ascension. Here we go. Week number 1 of The Ascension. Jobbing out as always because they're here on Monday Night Raw to be nothing more than enhancement talents in an overly weak tag team division. WWE still bringing out Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt with their mix collage of music. You start off with the Woken theme and then you go to the Bray theme and then you go to the Woken theme. It's fucking terrible. It is awful. Either come out with Matt Hardy's music alone, and that's it, or just make a new theme song for them. You know, it's like the Show Miz theme song that we make fun of in my Twitch stream. It's fucking terrible. You can't combine both of their theme songs and have it work. You're not taking them as a legit tag team. When I hear their theme music mashed together like that, I don't take them as a serious fucking tag team. I take them to be a fucking joke. Yet they're fighting for the tag team titles. Have them come out with Matt's theme and have Bray play along with Matt or make new theme music for them. Simple solution. Show some fucking care. What do I say in NXT? Attention to detail. Raw and WWE management on Monday nights clearly doesn't have any fucking attention. What happened here? Did the Ascension win? Did Connor and Victor get a upset win? With the challengers going into the greatest Roman Rumble for the tag team championships? Of course not. Wyatt covers for the pin. Double team finisher here on Victor. Apparently it was more like a face forward slam and a twist of fate combination. I don't know, man. Again, makeshift bullshit for a makeshift tag team. Yet they're going to win the tag team championships. Because does anybody expect Sheamus and Cesaro to win when they're on SmackDown or got drafted to SmackDown? You think they're going to take the Raw tag team titles over to SmackDown Live? Come on, people. Use your brain. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt win here on Monday Night Raw. We had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens out for the premiere of their new show, the Sami and Kevin Show. Apparently, this is what happens when WWE management has no plans for guys like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. They get their own talk show, just like Dean Ambrose had the Ambrose Asylum, and The Miz has Miz TV. And everybody has their own talk show on Monday Night Raw, right? It's a way for WWE to say, hi, we don't have any time to fill here, or we don't have any creativity to put in certain slots, so we're just going to fill a huge 20-minute void with Sami and Kevin Owens, and we'll give them their own talk show. You know, I don't come to watch Monday Night Raw to see Sami and Kevin talk. I come to see them work and wrestle. This wasn't even that entertaining. It wasn't funny. This just proves to me that WWE has no fucking idea what they're doing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. It's like they're following the same blueprint as they were on SmackDown Live. Have Sami and Kevin come over to Monday Night Raw. They just finished a feud with Shane McMahon. Hey, we're going to have him feud with Kevin, with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's going to feud with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's a great idea. So Sami says this isn't just any old show. This is the newest, hottest, possibly weekly interview show in WWE. They say they will do it whenever they feel like it. Fans boo when they praise The Miz and talk about how he left Monday Night Raw last week. But who better to fill in than Sami and Kevin? Sami mentions how one of them will win the 50-man Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia this week. They go on to introduce Kurt Angle, the Raw general manager. Angle enters the ring. He doesn't have a chair to sit in, so they give him a lawn chair to sit in. Sami and Kevin poke fun at Angle over Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon, saying she has Angle's manhood. Pretty much, Stephanie has Angle by the balls in a jar back at WWE headquarters. Angle mentions how Stephanie would be able to use her arm if it weren't for Ronda Rousey. They warn him because he needs this job, says Kevin and Sami. They also crack jokes over the whole Jason Jordan story. How many kids does Kurt Angle have? 5 kids. Kevin Owens says, no, Sami, you got it wrong. It's 6 kids. You forgot Jason Jordan. But then again, Kurt Angle didn't pay much attention to Jason Jordan anyway. Owens says tonight isn't about the past, it's about the future. And what Angle will give them to maximize Stephanie's investment in hiring them. Angle wants to repay them for being so endearing and so respectful to him on Monday Night Raw. Angle says he will be in the 50-man Rumble. So will Daniel Bryan. So will Shane McMahon. As announced tonight, Shane McMahon will be in the 50-man Rumble. And they're all going to be gunning for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho will be in that match. And everybody else that they picked a fight with in previous months, they will be in the match. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will have a very difficult time winning. But he says that's Friday. This is Monday. Angle wants to repay them for tonight as well. He announces Sami and Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman in a tag team match. Wow. Such creativity, man. Seth Rollins is backstage. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel walk in. They're wearing Rollins t-shirts. Monday Night Rollins. Axel and Dallas say they want to burn it down and they want to reform the Shield with Seth Rollins. Rollins says their hearts are in the right place, but that's going to be a hard no. Lackeys. That's all they're worth. Lackeys. The son of Mr. Perfect wanting to fucking be a lackey. for somebody else, man. My goodness. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Titus Catering Worldwide. Apparently Dana Brooke, according to Corey Graves, did some calculations and they have a 75% winning, 75% of a chance of winning tonight's match because they're in a city that hosts a successful football team. I don't understand that fucking logic. Or is it 75% chance that they are going to be serving organic fucking food back in Titus Catering? And the only 25% is for the people who don't want organic. Or a 75% chance they're going to be serving green beans in the back. Or a 75% chance that they're serving fucking baked potatoes in Titus Catering. What's the other 25%? 25% that we're not going to get Titus's luxurious, famous New York cheesecake. What's these fucking numbers that Dana Brooke is coming up with? Are you fucking kidding me? 75% chance of winning the match because they're in a city that hosts a successful football team. Fuck out of here, man. Guaranteed Dana Brooke can't even fucking add. She's a bimbo. Ridiculous. Who takes this fucking shit serious? What a fucking joke. This is your tag team division right here. Titus Catering. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, man. Best thing of the night. After the match, which the Claymore zigzag combination is becoming one of my favorite finishing moves, man. The way that they execute it is fucking brilliant. At the end of the match, Ziggler talks some trash, and Drew McIntyre may have solidified himself as the biggest beast on Monday Night Raw.
Dolph, when you came to Raw last week in the Superstar Shakeup, you said that things would be different this time because you didn't come alone. So why did you bring Drew McIntyre with you?
I think everyone here knows why I brought this man with me. Since day one, no one's ever had my back, and now I got him watching my back. And this guy, did you see what he just did? This man right here is dangerous. He's right. I am dangerous. I'm especially dangerous to a locker room that's apparently gone soft. I walk around, I see no fire, no ambition, people just collecting checks, and it makes me sick. This is what a superstar looks like. This is how a superstar speaks, and I got all the credentials in the world to back it up. And you can trust me when I tell you, the times are a-changing. I'm not what WWE wants. I am the wake-up call and reality check this place desperately needs. We don't give a damn about stealing the show because this right here, this is the show.
If they keep this up, they may be right.
I got legit chills listening to McIntyre speak, man. Came from the heart. It sounded fucking phenomenal. This is going to, and now I will admit when I'm wrong, man. Everybody is soured on Dolph Ziggler. This guy was dead in the water. Everybody in the community, everybody around the world felt the same about Dolph Ziggler. But you listen to him here, and you can see, and you could hear, and you could just physically see his body language, how different he is standing next to Drew McIntyre, how excited he is to stand next to Drew McIntyre. This guy, it's like the guy is night and day. He's got a new lease on life. And I swear to everything that is holy that this continues the way we've seen it tonight. This could very well be. Now, Michael Cole says a lot of outlandish things that really don't make any sense. And most of the time, he sounds like a fucking clown. But he said something along the lines of, this could be the one true thing that shakes up this brand more so than anything else. Corey Graves followed and said, Michael Cole, I don't agree with you most times, but I absolutely 100% agree with you on that aspect. If these guys are allowed to be like this and just do what they need to do, This could be a changing point for Dolph Ziggler's career. This could be a renaissance for Drew McIntyre. And this could be the one thing that we look forward to each and every single week on Monday Night Raw. Where when I first seen Ziggler drafted to Monday Night Raw, I shit all over it. And when Drew McIntyre was paired with Dolph Ziggler, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, because we all collectively see how great McIntyre is. But if it's going to make Dolph Ziggler that much better and give him a new lease on life, this is a win-win situation. This is a win-win situation. And I swear on my grandfather's tomb, if anybody who is creatively in charge of Monday Night Raw does not give Drew McIntyre a world championship, or at least give Drew McIntyre a feud with Roman Reigns or whomever the Universal Champion is in 2018, this company is absolutely out of their fucking mind, and whoever is in management or creative needs to be removed ASAP immediately. You look at Drew McIntyre, and I swear to God, you look at a world champion, and you want to see a fucking world champion speak? You want to see someone who is legit, who should be challenging Brock Lesnar for a Universal Championship or be a Universal Champion in his own right outside of a Roman Reigns? Drew McIntyre is your man. Is Drew McIntyre good enough to be a heel, to get Roman to where he needs to be in the eyes of WWE? I don't know. But if WWE doesn't give this guy an opportunity at that top billing on Monday Night Raw, they are fucking out of their mind. Lunatic. Lunatic crazy. Ridiculous how much potential Drew McIntyre has. Absolutely phenomenal segment. That promo was straight fucking beast by Drew McIntyre. And I hope to see more. I don't know what they're going to do with these guys. I don't know if they're going to be in a tag team division. Just give them the fucking tag team titles. I wouldn't mind. I said it when I seen Sammy and Kevin Owens. You can have them be a tag team. They're better together than they are separately, because they just gel and work so great together. They could still do the singles thing, but they would add value to the tag team division right now where there is none. Because Breezango, not on the show. The Ascension, complete garbage. Authors of Pain, not on the show, right? Which is okay. Authors of Pain, you don't need to have them there every week. I mentioned this about SmackDown Live, rotation. Rotation. You don't need to be there one week. You know, you're there the next week. You don't need to be there the next week. Rotation. Everybody gets a fair shot. But if you're going to put these guys in the tag team division, man, they are proving something to you right now as two of the must-see guys on Raw after 2 weeks. And for people to be saying that about Dolph Ziggler right now, look at the way he carried himself. Look at the way he feels and the way he sounds. He sounds excited. He sounds rejuvenated. We've all wanted this from Dolph Ziggler. We've all thought Dolph Ziggler deserved this type of attention and this, this respect. Drew McIntyre is definitely having a lot to do with that. And if they're going to feed off one another the way they did tonight, this is going to be the best thing that we see on Monday night, without question, week in and week out. Great segment here by both men. Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Number one, I'm happy to see Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw. I really am. Kurt Angle says, I didn't bring you here to team with Jason Jordan. Because Kurt Angle, and Chad Gable were talking about Jason Jordan. Gable asked about Jason Jordan. He's coming along well. He'll be back soon. I didn't bring you here to team with Jason Jordan again. I brought you here as a singles guy. And Chad Gable says he wants to scratch and claw his way. This is an awesome opportunity. And he wants to be, the one to climb to the top as a singles competitor. All of a sudden, Jinder Mahal comes in with Sunil Singh, and they complain about how Jeff Hardy won the United States Championship and then went to SmackDown Live. Jinder says he will win the title on Friday in Saudi Arabia and then wants to be sent back to the Blue Brand on SmackDown Live. Angle says that's not happening. Gable speaks up and says Jinder needs to learn about respect. Jinder disrespects Gable, and he starts cutting him down, calling him short. All these short jokes. And then someone scripted this into Jinder's promo. And I don't know why anyone would do this coming off, it being so fresh. They did the same thing with Nakamura, right? When Jinder was cutting the promos on Nakamura, it was all discriminatory bullshit, right? So Jinder says, didn't Mini-Me die this past weekend? Calling Chad Gable Mini-Me. Making fun or poking fun at Vern Troyer passing away this week. Who the fuck scripted that line? And can you be any more fucking classless, WWE? And then I'm hearing Vern Troyer was a huge WWE fan. He was a huge WWE advocate. Then you're going to book Jinder Mahal to cut a promo calling Chad Gable Mini-Me and utter the words, didn't Mini-Me die this past weekend? Like Vern Troyer wants to be known as fucking Mini-Me for his entire fucking life and his legacy known as Mini-Me, even though, sadly, he'll probably will be. But still, are you fucking serious? What a classless fucking promo by Jinder Mahal. And I know I'm not the only one who picked up on that. You can't be doing that type of shit, especially with somebody who you want to get over as a legit heel on Jinder Mahal. Then you're going to have the fucking goons, well, it was a heel-like comment to say, but not so fresh after the fucking guy died this past week. Fucking ridiculous. So Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable here, nothing of importance. Nothing of importance, unless this is all building towards something else after Backlash. I don't fucking know. Chad Gable gets the upset win. Jinder cuts Gable off with a knee. Jinder scoops Gable up on his shoulder, but Gable fights out. Jinder catches Gable, drops him over the rope. Jinder with a big running knee. He starts to waste time because he gets cocky. Gable blocks the Colossus and rolls Jinder up with a counter for the pin out of nowhere, and Chad Gable wins. Most of the match, Gable was taking a fucking beating. He even took one of those turnbuckle spots that Bret Hart notoriously used to take, where he went chest first into the turnbuckle, and Gable hit the turnbuckle really hard and fell back. Just like Bret Hart used to do. Always used to scare the shit out of me, man. Bret Hart used to take that turnbuckle fucking Irish whip like a fucking beast. Gable's wasn't that bad, but it was very similar. I'm like, oh shit, Bret Hart used to do that chest first. That's gotta fucking hurt, running at that speed. But Gable gets the win out of nowhere. I don't know what this means, but apparently Chad Gable is getting a win over a former WWE and United States champion. That could only bode well for Chad Gable. I want to see Chad Gable succeed on Monday Night Raw. I think Chad Gable has all the in-ring skill to be a top fucking guy in the ring on Monday Night Raw if they let him shine. I'd love to see some Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw. I'd love to see WWE build Jason Jordan up as a legit heel, possibly an IC championship title reign. Gable being built up just right below Jason Jordan, challenging for the Intercontinental Championship by the end of the year or going into next year's WrestleMania. Jason Jordan versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. Two former partners fighting it out over the second biggest title in the company. That's a plan you need to put into action. That's where your mindset should be when it comes to Chad Gable. Wins like this can go a very long way. You just got to continue to build that momentum for Chad Gable. Will WWE do that? I don't think so. We'll see. Chad Gable gets the win over Jinder Mahal. Renee Young is backstage with the Riot Squad asking about last week's attack on Bayley and Sasha Banks. They say it was a message for the entire division. Well, it must have went right over my fucking head or I'm blind because I don't give a shit about your message, nor did I see your message last week. I don't care. And I didn't see or hear your message this week. They came to disrupt, not to be friends or role models. Ooh, I'm so scared of the Riot Squad. You came to disrupt SmackDown Live. How well did that go? Not too well. Now you're on Monday Night Raw trying to do the same thing. Yet none of you have any identity outside of Ruby Riott. Great job there, WWE. Shoving more women down our throats that have no identity and no direction on Monday Night Raw. They, outside of Ruby Riott, make the women's division fucking worthless on Monday nights. Samoa Joe is going on and on about Roman Reigns in a iPhone, Android-like promo. Says that after Brock Lesnar buries him in the Arabian desert, that he's going to destroy what's left of him at Backlash. Good on you, Joe. Continue doing your thing, you fucking beast. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are backstage talking to Finn Balor. You know how they were with Seth Rollins. They wanted to start the Shield, right? They wanted to reform the Shield with Axel, Dallas, and Seth Rollins. So they were wearing Rollins shirts. So they get rid of the Rollins shirts and they go over to Finn Balor and they start wearing Balor Club t-shirts. that they want to get the Balor Club back together, being that a certain club now has moved over to SmackDown Live, Gallows and Anderson. Finn Balor's there smiling like a fucking geek. Like, what's going on here? You know? And one of the most annoying things that I'm seeing week in and week out on WWE TV is Finn Balor smiling. You know? Again, I ask, where's Balor's balls? You know? I don't want to see him smiling. I want to see Balor trying to reclaim the Intercontinental Championship. This is not going to make me believe Balor wants the Intercontinental Championship. So he walks away. He's not interested. They try to too sweet him, and they stand there doing the too sweet. Balor comes back and says, put that shit down. Put that shit down. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is now known as the Dominator. New nickname for WWE and Bobby Lashley, the Dominator. Second week here on Monday Night Raw, and he already has a cringe nickname. Great job there, WWE. Who won this match? Do you think Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman were going to lose to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? Give me a fucking break. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley win here. Braun tags in Lashley. Double team as he tosses Sami across the ring and Lashley scoops in for a big vertical suplex. He almost drops Sami Zayn on his fucking head. You know, I'm waiting for one of these days Bobby Lashley drops somebody after leaving him in a vertical suplex position for just a little bit too long. Lashley keeps Sami up high in the air. Lashley finally brings Sami down to the mat. Braun is tagged in. Braun scoops up Sami, hits the big running power slam for the pin. Who cares? Who cares? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come to Monday Night Raw to get buried by Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. Good job, guys. Good job. No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin. Apparently, we go to the ring here. No Way Jose is Congo lining down to the ring. Baron Corbin is out for his first appearance since being drafted to Monday Night Raw from SmackDown Live. Corbin speaks from the stage and says he saw through Jose's little plan. This conga line is clearly a setup for Jose's guys to attack Corbin from behind when he's beating on Jose. Corbin gets it. Jose is here to have fun. Corbin's idea of fun is ruining other people's fun. Corbin says he's a former champion and he's here on Raw to be a champion again. Corbin says Jose just isn't on his level. And as long as Jose has his conga line, Corbin says, no way, Jose, to a match. So Corbin then walks to the back. Jose takes the microphone, says the party doesn't have to stop just because Corbin doesn't want to have fun. Jose calls for his music to start the conga line back up, and it resumes around the ring. The dancers head to the back, and Jose stops on the stage to say goodbye to the crowd, but Corbin comes out and attacks him from behind. Corbin destroys Jose on the stage and leaves him laying after a chokeslam backbreaker. Corbin stands tall and poses, and that's it. Where is this going? Where is this going? Nowhere. So Baron Corbin says that I am way too better or way too good to have a match with you. You're below my level. Yeah, some way to get Jose over by having someone come out and say, listen, you're not on my level. This is a waste of my time. It's a great job there. And then he did the proper heel thing and beat the shit out of him when he was having fun. Again, I ask, where does this go? Where is this going? How does this play into Backlash? Right? Are these guys ever going to be on pay-per-view? Is anybody ever going to be on pay-per-view being that they're dual-branded now? Right? Shit, you're not going to see shit like this. You're not going to see a No Way Jose or a Baron Corbin on pay-per-view. You're not going to see these guys you're not going to see a Bobby Roode on pay-per-view. You're not going to see any Elias on pay-per-view. It's going to be all fucking championship matches. You're going to have a world title. You're going to have a tag team title. U.S. title's got to be defended, right? What's going to happen at Backlash? You're not going to see this mid-card shit on pay-per-view. All these guys are going to be left out in the dust, in the cold, with these dual-branded pay-per-views. This was a problem. Unless WWE sets out a schedule and thinks long-term to have a rotation of matches. You don't need to have a WWE Championship match every month. You don't need to have a Universal Championship match every month. Again, this is where the idea of WWE has to give everybody a piece of the pizza pie. 1 month, you have a Universal Championship match. The next month you don't. And rotation. 1 month you have a U.S. title match. Next month you have an Intercontinental Championship match. Some months you have a mid-card feud and you build up to a mid-card feud and you blow it off on pay-per-view if it's good enough. But do you really think that we're going to see right away guys like Baron Corbin and No Way Jose on pay-per-view? They'll be delegated to Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Raw only. It's awful. It's like this company doesn't know what to do. This company doesn't have any creative juice flowing through their head. It's just a fucking mess. And it feels like a mess. It looks like a mess. Yet I'm the one who fucking complains every fucking week. We had a cringe-like promo from Alexa Bliss. A moment of bliss, it's called. She talks about being against bullies and accuses the Raw Women's Champion Nia Jax of bullying a hungry homeless woman when they were out together one time. Bliss tells Nia's partners to not be accomplices to her bullying. She goes on and says she will prove at Backlash that bullies don't always win when she beats Jax for the title. And that's a process that will begin tonight in the main event 10-man tag or 10-woman tag. Who cares? You didn't make me care at WrestleMania. You're not going to make me care at Backlash. Good luck there, Miss Bliss. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins versus Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. What did you expect here? What did you expect here? Axel cranks up for the blackout curb stomp, and there's a chant of burn it down. Axel blocks and goes for the perfect plex. That's blocked. Rollins nails the stomp. Balor tags in. Rollins takes down Dallas on the outside. Balor goes to the top, nails a coup de grace on Dallas for the pin. Again, where does this go? Fuck do I know? Finn Balor and Seth Rollins win. Ember Moon, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Nia Jax versus the Riot Squad, Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. This was actually the main event. This was actually the main event of this show. If you shut it off, you didn't miss anything. Apparently, Sarah Logan chop-blocked Natalya while she had the sharpshooter applied. I don't remember who the sharpshooter was applied on. I think it was Mickie James. So Sarah Logan chop-blocks Natalya. She rolls to the outside. And Mickie James actually added insult to injury. I think she kicked Natalya in the leg and she rolled out to the outside. I don't know if she was legitimately hurt. I didn't see the referees throw up the X sign. Sasha Banks came over and the match was just stopped. All of a sudden, we got Sasha Banks and the officials and the referees and whoever else is out there attending to Natalya, playing up this injury. Ronda Rousey comes out and Mickie goes back into the ring and she's waiting for Ronda to I guess, get into the ring and stare everybody down. Ronda goes to check on Natalya, helps her up. Mickie comes over and baseball slides Ronda out of nowhere, knocking her down. Rousey stands up, and I'm glad that Ronda didn't smile on this night. She came down and she meant business. So no smiling from Ronda on this night. So Ronda stands up, stares at Mickie. Rousey hits the ring, and Mickie attacks her. Rousey takes Mickie down with a judo takedown, which looked better than she did to fucking Sonya Deville the week before. And she places Mickie in an armbar. Mickie immediately taps out as the referee calls for the bell. I don't know what the hell was going on here, but the referee called for the bell. Apparently it was a disqualification. Rousey breaks the hold, goes back to the floor to check on Natalya. Rousey's music hits, and she helps Natalya to her feet. Rousey and an official assist Natalya, and they retreat to the back, and that was the match. So you wasted 15 minutes of my life for this women's main event, and nobody remembers anything from any other woman outside of Ronda Rousey and Mickie James and Natalya, and whatever you were trying to prove with Ronda Rousey. So you wasted everything else. You see how important the Women's Championship is to Monday Night Raw when the Women's Championship is in the shadow of whatever they're trying to tell with Ronda Rousey. So the only build we got from the Women's Championship match at WrestleMania was Alexa Bliss saying that she's an advocate for bullying and she's trying to turn it around and say Nia Jax is truly the bully and Alexa Bliss is not. Again, the title's built on bullying. The title's built off garbage. You know, the title is the most, it's the most important thing in the division. Everybody should make it a priority to be champion. But the one thing that's taking precedent here in the women's division is Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, and the fact that there's bullying going on, and the title is a distant second. In this place, it was a distant third, because Ronda Rousey took priority here. Then Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, apparently there's bullying going on here at fucking Bayside High. Let me call fucking Mr. Belding. We could take Alexa Bliss and have her play the role of Miss Bliss in Homeroom. Fuck out of here, man. You know, maybe we'll go to fucking Mr. Tuttle's fucking car class. He used to teach the DMV class, right, Mr. Tuttle? Or the fucking teacher that used to teach math that spoke 100 fucking miles an hour. They used to do the fucking mini micro machines, the micro machines commercial when we were young. Remember that shit? The guy who spoke fucking like 100 miles an hour? He was there at Bayside High too. Let's get everybody involved in the bullying campaign. Jesse Spano and Lisa Turtle and Kelly Kapowski and AJ Styles, AC Slater, fucking Screech, right? Ridiculous. This show is a fucking embarrassment, man. How you can watch this show and then watch a show like NXT and fucking say anything bad about NXT, man? You gotta be fucking demented. You gotta be delusional. This show makes me feel like I want to hate wrestling. This doesn't make me a fan. There's nothing on this show that mattered to anything going into the Greatest Roman Rumble and going into Backlash. What WWE pretty much said here is that Backlash is second rate, yet they want to tout it as being the first ever dual-branded pay-per-view. You had fucking 2 dual-branded pay-per-views this year alone. What the fuck are you talking about? You had the Royal Rumble, where SmackDown and Raw stars were going one-on-one. You had WrestleMania, which was represented by both brands. You had Survivor Series in November that was dual-branded, where SmackDown took on Raw. Now all of a sudden it's the first time ever. First time ever for everything. Apparently WWE thinks that we were living in a fucking alternate universe just fucking 3 weeks ago. Man, you know, what I do here on most nights when we have shit like this is try to entertain. I try to entertain you guys the best that I can. I amp it up a little bit. This is exactly why I stated that the shakeup needed to happen after Backlash. Look at how fucking out of place everything is. Nothing matters. These shows don't matter. The Royal Rumble on Friday doesn't matter. Nothing on that show matters. Most of those matches are predictable. The only reason why we're having this on Friday is because they sabotaged WrestleMania to get Roman Reigns over in Saudi Arabia and give him a coronation in front of the fucking Prince of Saudi Arabia. Backlash means nothing. Instead of seeing build towards Backlash, we got build towards nothing. Every one of these matches that I went over tonight meant nothing to WWE this week. They would have been better off taking the week off. It would have been on the same level. If you took the week off, it wouldn't have even mattered with what they presented tonight. Everything that you seen with the shakeup should have happened after Backlash. You could have had the same result after Backlash. But WWE doesn't want to do that. They want to do things their own way, and there's logic gaps here, and things don't make sense over there. And then Roman Reigns is being shoved down our throat. I'm done. I can't wait for this all to be over. We got SmackDown Live to look forward to. You guys expect anything else from SmackDown Live? If Monday Night Raw was gifted this new roster, and a shakeup was present on Monday Night Raw, and we got the same generic shit we got before the shakeup, do you expect anything different on Monday Night Raw? We're probably going to get a fucking 8-woman tag on SmackDown Live tomorrow. Probably going to get another tag team fucking match. We're probably going to get Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass, because I can't wait to fucking see that match. Nobody with a fucking brain and 2 eyeballs wants to see Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan. Because the only thing we have to look forward to is The Miz tomorrow night and a possible Samoa Joe appearance. That's it. Maybe we'll see Andrade Cien Almas. I don't know. All I know is SmackDown Live better bring it tomorrow. If not, whatever I stated about the shakeup will ring true. The fundamental things that need to be changed are not changed. You're covering the show in a new coat of paint. Meanwhile, the old paint is still present underneath. If creative is not there, and if creative isn't on board with these new rosters, then these shows will continue to fail like they did in previous months and in all of 2017. Simple as that. Monday Night Raw just showed you why I was right. We can only hope for the best on Tuesday night. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys on SmackDown Live. And we will have a Greatest Roman Rumble preview and predictions on Wednesday. So look forward to that as well. Off the Script Part 1 for this weekend's episode 219 will probably be on Thursday. Because the British Royal Rumble is on Friday and I'm not doing double duty when I got a 6-hour fucking pay-per-view to watch. 5 hours from 12 to 5 of that bullshit and then the 1-hour pre-show. So we're going to do things a little bit differently this week. Keep an eye on Twitter at JDFROMNY206 and hit that subscribe button down below for any updates here on the channel. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys for SmackDown Live.